Hello, hello. Thank you for sticking around. As we promised, we have Minister of State for Transport, Murali Pillai, in the studio today. Good morning.
Good morning, Angel, Yumi and FD.
Thank you so much for coming in.
You know, we just found out this is your first radio interview.
Oh, yes, it's my debut.
Oh, wow.
there you go.
We love it. We're going to make it easy, okay?
Yes.
Very painless.
I just wanted to say, FD, you're the icon of my generation. All three of you are icons, but he's the icon of my generation.
He can keep that label.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about public transport.
Yes.
In particular, some of the programs that are present and that are taking place, and of course, we want to talk about bus connectivity as well.
Yeah.
But let's start first, I really want to understand this is the public transport voucher exercise.
Mm-hmm.
First, could you explain what that is? First of all?
Sure. Happy to unpack.
Yeah.
The first point to realize is the context. For a typical person traveling to work, he may take a shuttle, a feeder bus service to the MRT station, and then from there go to his destination, and then he may take another feeder bus.
Right.
So there could be 3 legs, but it's considered one journey.
Yeah.
One journey.
Yeah.
Now, did you know for every journey, the government subsidizes $1?
No, we didn't know that.
Yes,
Wow.
I knew that because I started taking bus this year.
So
you start
bus and MRT.
Yes.
So there are 5 million journeys every day in Singapore. So
for the bus and MRT.
for bus and
phenomenal.
MRT. Yes. So that's the level of subsidy. But we needed to give more support. So for adults and so seniors as well as for students, we give them concession fares.
Yeah.
So that's about 70% of the usual fare.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the PTVs that you mentioned, FD,
Yeah.
this is to give targeted help for the low-income households.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
But how does one apply for it? Do you have to apply for it, or is it given to you? How does it work?
Well, you know what? They're pre-approved.
Okay.
So LTA sends to 240,000, had already sent to 240,000 households a letter inviting them to take up the PTVs.
Oh, right. So they're identified.
They are identified. However, there could be people who may need it. So
Are
they can
missed, yeah.
apply.
Okay.
And so the application was open on the 1st of January and extends all the way to the 31st of October. So a lot of time.
Okay. Okay.
It's really very interesting because a couple of months ago, I have a passion card and my passion card expired. So I wanted to change it because I use my passion card for transport. I'm a big train and bus person. And I went there and she said, "You're 68 years old. Why don't you have a senior citizen
Card.
card?"
Yes, concession
Right.
card.
So
yes.
I said,
So it's different.
yeah. So without thinking, I went, "Yeah, sure."
Oh.
And then I realized the amount of money you save.
Yes, it's a lot.
Oh my Lord, it is so much money.
You're like, I love being this age.
Yeah, I suddenly felt really good.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Really to support our seniors.
Yeah.
But you don't look senior to me.
Oh, thank
you have
Yes.
more hair on your head than
Don't.
me.
He's very young at heart.
Next time I get on a bus, they're going to go, "You can't use that card, get another one."
So just a question: Do the students and the seniors have the same concessions? Are the prices the same?
Yes, roughly same.
Roughly around the same, yeah.
Around the same
Okay.
band. And so coming to the PTVs,
Yeah.
it's really to take care of the fare increases. So
Yeah.
last year we had a fare increase, and to allow the low-income households to cope with the fare increase, we have the PTV. So it's targeted. So every household whose PCHI is about 1,600 or below, they get $50 vouchers.
Okay.
But that's not all, because those who need more help, they can apply. And the last date for application is on the 31st of October.
And of course, there's criteria they have to meet and all that,
Yes.
right?
I was just
Okay.
about to say, what is that eligibility? I mean, I know 240,000 letters have been sent out.
Yes.
But if someone else is applying, how do I know whether I'm eligible to apply?
Right. Good question, FD. So you have the broad criteria of $1,600
Yeah.
PCHI. But, there could be circumstances where, you feel the pinch as well. And I encourage them to go to the nearest CC
Okay.
to make the application. And from my own experience, I've seen applications for allowed in situations where there are bigger families, larger families, or sometimes when family visits misfortune.
Yeah.
The person can be retrenched, the breadwinner can be retrenched. So for this kind of things, there's an appeal process.
Okay.
That's
a good idea.
good to know.
That's
Yeah,
very
so
good.
with the $50, right, because I was reading on the website as well, it says that, in the household, you could have more than 4 people or 5 people sometimes,
Yes,
but
yes.
there are denominations, right, that they
Yes.
can have in tens as
Yes,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah, to share, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's
And for
handy.
the lowest income households, we actually gave another round of support in July this year. So they have 2 rounds of PTVs.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. So, Minister, we're going to be going on to the radio right now. We've been on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
So we're going on air, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this because maybe someone listening on radio hasn't heard us
Yeah,
yet.
sure. Yeah,
So we
yeah.
might repeat some stuff, and then we'll play your first song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Harry Styles there with Watermelon Sugar on Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. You're listening to The Big Show, and we have a very special guest in the studio right now. It's Minister of State for Transport, Murali Pillai. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us
My
this
pleasure,
morning.
Angel.
We love being your first go on radio.
That's true.
We
Today's
feel
my
really-
debut on radio.
We feel very, very honored. So if you want to see Minister Pillai on TV as well, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube. That's Kiss 92 FM.
So, for those of you who may have missed it, the Public Transport Voucher exercise. Very quickly, if you could just explain it and who's eligible for it.
Certainly, the public transport voucher exercise is aimed for our low-income families, right? But in terms of the context, every day, Singaporeans complete 5 million journeys in the transport system, and each journey is subsidized by $1. And the public transport vouchers is to help our low-income households, give them a little bit more support. And this is in the context of the fare increase that we had last year. So to help them cope with the fare increase. Yeah, so that's the idea.
Right.
So who's eligible for these vouchers? Like you did mention on the Big Show TV that 240,000 households have already benefited.
Yes.
But for example, there could be a household of 5 where the breadwinner maybe has passed away
Right.
or lost a job or got into an accident or whatever it may
Yeah.
be, but
Yes.
that money is no longer coming in. For special situations, can someone sort of write in where would they go if they needed this?
The answer is absolutely yes. They can get help, and all they need to do is to go to the nearest CC and put in the appeal. And you're right, these are vicissitudes of life. They could be facing retrenchment and so on. And the appeals would be able to be considered, and then on a case-by-case basis, they will decide.
I don't mean
Okay.
to put you on the spot, but could you give me a rough idea of what the time frame is on an appeal?
Well, the time frame is usually about 3 weeks. To
Okay,
a
that's
month.
not
Oh,
bad.
that's not too bad. Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
So once someone has, because I don't have this public transport voucher, once someone has these vouchers, what do they do with them? I'm thinking they're physical vouchers, right?
Well, yeah, they're in different denominations
Okay.
of $10 each, so they can be used to upload their fare cards.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So they just go straight to the counter
Yeah.
and get the
Just
fares
they have
uploaded.
it uploaded.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
wow,
simple
that's
enough.
Great.
That's simple enough. Okay, let's continue to talk to the Minister of State for Transport, Murali Pillai, on the Big Show TV. But before we do, the Minister is also playing DJ this morning and he has chosen a few songs, and we'd like to find out the reason for choosing this first song. This is the Escape Club's I'll Be There, but their original song was from way back.
Yes.
Was from the 90s, I believe. But this one is from 2012, and it's I'll Be There, the sequel. Can you tell us a little bit more about that choice?
Sure. Well, this song is about dependability in a trust relationship, be it between husband and wife, parent and child, and it's between friends as well. So I thought it's quite nice. The lyrics are very meaningful. That's really the reason why I chose it.
Okay, it's one of my favorite songs growing up. So here it is, a new version of the Escape Club's I'll Be There, the sequel on Kiss 92. we took a listen to the song and we're like, oh, we had not heard this version
Yeah.
before. It's a really, really
It's
good
a really
version.
good version.
Oh, is it?
Very, very good version.
'Cause
Yeah.
the original one that we know was back from 1991.
1991.
Yes.
So this is a new one. So it sounds a little bit more acoustic
Yeah.
for this one.
How do you react when Angel said way back in 1991?
Way back is common language for me. Common language for me.
He's used to it.
I'm used to it. But let's move on from the PTVs and let's talk about bus transport,
Yes.
connectivity. Now, there is the bus safety, I got to get this right.
Tripartite.
Bus safety tripartite task force.
Congratulations.
Boy,
Is there like an acronym for this? Is it the BSTT or?
I've not introduced it. I think we have too many acronyms.
so tripart, basically a three-party
Yes.
come to.
Yes.
Who's involved? How does this work?
Well, the task force is set up really to deal with an important issue of safety. in
Okay.
buses, for commuters, for bus captains,
Yeah.
and other road users.
Yeah.
So tripartite is really reflecting the fact that three organizations coming together: government, unions, as well as employers. And in this case, PTOs, the
Okay.
public transport
Right.
operators.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you actually do?
Yes. It's really to improve safety outcomes. Now, we have a decent situation. The fatalities or serious accidents involving buses have gone down, but we are never satisfied.
Okay.
Every accident is an accident too many.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this task force is really to up the game as far
Okay.
as safety is concerned.
So when
Okay.
you say accidents, you're talking about any accident. It could be a bus being hit, a bus hitting somebody, or an accident that happens within the bus as well, right?
Yes.
Like a fall or they've jammed the brakes too hard, they've moved off too quickly, anything like that.
Absolutely, Angel.
Okay.
So we'll be covering all this.
Okay.
And the idea is to make buses a safe work environment for our bus captains. At the same time,
Okay.
our commuters must have, must be safe as well. Other
Okay.
road users must also be safe. So that's the idea.
I feel you need to talk to the older people because my parents take the bus. Okay, my dad no longer, but my mom
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And they have this issue. Every time the bus is about to come to a stop, it hasn't stopped yet, they get up and they
they
go to the
shouldn't.
door. Oh my gosh, I see
yes.
this happen with all the older people. For some reason, they think they're going to miss the door.
I understand.
You know what I mean? Or
And
they're going to take longer to get to
get
the
off.
door and then miss that stop. And
Yes.
but they don't understand that even a small break, they may not be able to handle. And to me, that's heartbreaking when I see them trying to do that. You know?
Yeah.
fully understand the point you make. I would say that it has to be learning for everybody concerned. And one thing that we need to realize is that for drivers, they are in their minds they are very worried about this situation too.
Yeah.
Now, how do you deal with a situation whereby a motorist suddenly swerves in front of the bus?
And then
Yeah.
And he may want to apply the brake, but he cannot apply it so suddenly such that the commuter's safety may be affected.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a dilemma.
Yeah.
Somebody said that it's more difficult driving a bus than flying a plane.
It would be.
It is
I
true.
seriously believe that.
because there are more external factors.
Yes.
You don't have
Yeah.
motorcycles up in the air trying to cut their lanes.
But I will compliment the bus drivers, especially since my operation and I've been using the cane.
they wait till you sit down.
They wait till you
Yes,
sit down
I like
before
that, yeah.
bus moves. And I wondered when I started using the cane, is this going to be the case? But I've had it on so many occasions where they actually wait till you're seated, and I'm the last person on the bus, yeah? They wait till you're seated, and then they move off.
I wish 100% did it, not yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of them still.
lot
But
of
of
them
it's
them
do
do
true.
it.
So, like I mentioned, I started taking public transport a little bit more this year, and I've also noticed what FD said as well. Actually, not just for the older folks, no, even
For everyone,
me.
me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm probably like in my flip flops and like running for the bus, and the driver will be like, "Okay, chill. The door will open for you," and he will look at the mirror, the rear mirror, and he'll be like, "Okay, she's seated, and I can move off
Yeah.
now."
And there's some that are really nice. They'll see you running for the bus on the road, and they'll know to
Yes.
slow down and stop
Yeah.
at that bus stop. Yeah.
Yeah, for us to do this well, everybody must have understanding.
Yeah.
Of course,
So
yeah.
commuters, they may be anxious. They want, I want to get to my destination quickly. That will add pressure to the bus captains.
Of course, yeah.
And I think because I use public transport so much now, there are two campaigns I'd like to see happen with the buses. One, remain seated until the bus stops. Is one campaign, and I mean a serious campaign, because one day someone's going to get really hurt. And the other one is move to the back of the bus.
Oh,
Too
yes.
many people don't.
Yeah.
They go as far as the door and then they won't move anymore.
Yeah, I see that as
It's
well.
this mentality that it happens in car parks as well. Park closest to the door.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
park yourself closest to the door so that you can get off quickly.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
And you know, you hear reports of commuters getting angry with bus captains because they're raising their voice, trying to get people to move to the back. Because when he goes, "Can you please move back? Can you please move back?"
Nobody's
moving.
listening, yeah.
So naturally, his voice gets higher and higher, so more people can hear and they can move to the back. It's not his fault. He's doing his job.
It can't be an easy job for them to do, huh? I
It's
mean,
not-
do
not-
they
not
receive
easy.
a lot of abuse?
Well, thankfully in Singapore it's contained. I do
Okay.
meet up with our bus captains quite frequently. So yes, there have been incidents, but thankfully it's contained. And FD, thank you very much for your feedback. In fact, I wanted to say that we are now open for public consultation on the issue of safety.
Oh, wow.
Oh, where
Yes,
do we go?
Great.
Well, everyone can share their views at this link. It's go.gov.sg/bus safety feedback.
Okay, we're going to put that link up on our
Yeah.
Facebook page right now. You'll see it in the comment section.
Yeah.
Also, if you have any sort of safety feedback that you want the minister
Absolutely.
to look at right now, you can put it in now as well, and we'll
Yeah.
look at it later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'd like to see is when you get on a bus, greet the bus driver.
I do that all the time.
I always say
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm walking and then I'll say bye to the
And
bus
for
driver.
me, if the driver actually waits for me to board the bus because I'm rushing, right, to
Yes.
not miss the bus, I will actually tell him,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Of
Yeah,
course.
You
Yeah.
should.
So
You
sweet.
should.
Yeah.
You'll make the bus captain stay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do smile. They
Yeah.
feel appreciated. And of course, you want everybody to enjoy working, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, happy community.
Appreciation goes a long, long way.
It does.
So let's speak about, we have still a couple of minutes. Let's speak about this bus connectivity enhancement
Yeah.
program.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, we have the master plan, the LTA master plan, and
Okay.
2040. And under this master plan, we have two targets. One is that for anyone in a town, he should take about 45 minutes or less to reach the city. 9 in 10 of them should complete their journeys to the city in 45 minutes or less.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's the first target. The second target is to complete a journey within the town within 20 minutes. Now, the housing development has gone quite quickly. We're kind of pressed ahead with our housing development. So now we have situations whereby while we are rolling out our new MRT lines, we're building new MRT lines.
Yes.
With the housing estates sprouting out everywhere, we need to enhance
The buses. Yeah.
so that we will be able to get them to the cities or locations within the estates within the time frames that I mentioned. So that's the idea behind this.
But kind of chicken and egg, right? With a new estate, you're like, should we put the full amount of buses in there, or do we start small with a few buses first, because it may not be fully lived in yet, right? So there's a lot of planning to be involved.
Absolutely. So that requires a lot of analysis on the ground, but really we shouldn't leave them alone. At the end of the day, they are moved in the housing estate, they would have a reasonable expectation of good transport.
Can't
links.
expect them to cycle to work. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Not all the way.
we saw a lot of complaints coming out of Tengah when they didn't have the buses, right?
And
But it was sheer patience. I mean, all the complaints came out, and then just give it a little bit more time because the buses were about to run.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
need to give it time.
But
Yeah.
we learned from it, and
Yeah.
this bus connectivity plan addresses that issue.
Right.
And so they have now better connectivity
Yeah.
to MRT stations and also to the city.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Exactly.
I mean, everywhere.
Exactly.
Like when a train station came up at my place, like right outside my door, I'm like, my other station is so close. Now I can't live without it. I'm like, I get to Orchard in 20 minutes. I'm like, where was this all my life? Okay, let's go back on air and talk a little bit about Donna Summer's Breakaway. That's your second song. It's just playing
yes.
now for those listening on radio.
She'll make a way. Ooh, break away.
That song originally from 1989, Donna Summer with Breakaway, the remastered version, specifically picked for the big show by our Minister of State for Transport, Murali Pillai. Now, you have to tell us why you chose that song.
Well, Angel, it's a bit of a perk me up because the lyrics, forget about the bad times, remember all the good times. So, and hold your head up high.
Yes.
So that's the real reason why I chose this song. So to those who are having a not too good a time, I hope the song made their day.
Oh, so
Nice.
positive, so positive.
Nice.
So on the Big Show TV, we were speaking a little bit about the Bus Safety Tripartite Task Force. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit more about why this was set up?
Oh yes, it's really to make sure that we improve our bus safety outcomes. Now, we don't take chances with safety. We are not doing not too bad. My apologies, not too badly now. The number of accidents, serious accidents and fatalities have gradually gone down, but each accident is an accident too many. So this is the idea. And there are a number of stakeholders involved. We are talking about bus captains, we're talking about bus commuters, and of course other road users as well. So we want to get their feedback and then see how better we can come up with safety outcomes. Yeah. And in that regard, we have opened up a public consultation platform. The platform is go.gov.sg/bus safety feedback, and I invite members of public to put in their feedback.
Oh, that's fantastic.
think it's great.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a lot of feedback on that link.
But you know what? I think as Singaporeans, we also have to be very appreciative of our public transport system that we have here. It's really one of the best in the world. Like, I've truly appreciated it, going from bus to MRT with all the connectivity, I have to say. So, yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Will there be any new approaches taken when it comes to bus connectivity? Anything new in
Well,
the pipeline?
Well, as you know, we are building our MRT lines, Cross Island Line, Jurong Regional Line.
Yeah.
So these are, so you can see that whatever development that we have, there's a long tail. But in between, when the housing estates are sprouting up, we need to provide connectivity, and that's how this project really plugs that requirement to make sure that our residents moving into these new households, it would have that connectivity going into cities within the target of 45 minutes and also traveling within the housing estates within a target of 20 minutes.
Fantastic,
Okay, cool.
fantastic. So remember, if you missed anything, we were talking about the public transport vouchers, or the PTVs, which are available for those who need it. You can always head to your CC to find out if you're eligible. Also speaking about giving feedback on bus safety, you can go to go.gov.sg/bus safety feedback and look forward to more connectivity on our public transport. Thank you so much, Minister of State for Transport, Murali Pillai, for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
We have one more song for you to tell us about. It is The Script featuring Will I Am. This is Hall of Fame. Why did you pick this one?
Well, this is the reason for this is because sometimes when you want to aim for something, you need to put in the effort. And I think the Hall of Fame kind of captures that moment.
That
you really
is
need
true.
to put in effort so that you'll be able to achieve your objectives.
That is so
Wow.
true. And we do know that The Script is coming to Singapore as well. So here they are, The Script featuring Will I Am, Hall of Fame, Murali Pillai's pick for today on Kiss 92.
Thanks for obliging.